I just want to start by saying I hope everybody's safe. These ice and snow the last week across Tennessee, North Carolina, pretty much a lot of the Midwest. Hope you're doing all right. If you're watching, you obviously have electricity and Wi-Fi, so that's good. Um, but yeah, how's everything going in your neck of the woods, Jim? Are you iced in?
No, well, I mean, technically, yes. Thank God I got a truck, but
Yeah.
apartment complex apparently doesn't salt their parking lot at all.
Genius.
So it's just honestly, I was gonna make a video of me slipping and falling and playing in slow motion. Here comes my hero. Watch me as I go, But no, the rain roads are good, so no power loss. I know Tennessee lost a little bit, but
Yeah, there was I think everybody around Nashville pretty much was losing power. But again, hope everybody's okay. But we got two basketball games to talk about, but we'll start with this one tonight, Jim. Just one of the two huge road wins since we last did a show. Tonight, man, and I don't mean to start off negative, but this is not a game that should have went to overtime. We cleaned the glass like better than we have all year, and it's because Georgia is terrible at defensive rebounding. I think they're in the 330s in the country in rebounding, and we out-rebounded them 52-27. We nearly doubled them up. The game somehow went to overtime. Luckily, Tennessee came out on top. I think any other result would have been just a sin to basketball when you out-rebound somebody by that much. But, it was a struggle for sure, Drew, in the chat. But when you're on the road in the SEC and they're hitting contested threes, Georgia's a good team. I know they got blown out by Texas on the road, but I think Texas is turning it on. They were leading Auburn for a lot of the game tonight, but Auburn pulled it out, which is Tennessee's next game. But
that game's going to be wild, bro.
I'm so happy we don't have to go down to Auburn. I'm glad we get that one at home. These next two home games are huge. If we can win the next two, we're sitting pretty good. But tonight, yeah, a struggle, even with the rebounding numbers, but we pulled it out, man. What do you think about it?
I'm just happy Nate Immense still, you could see him progressing through the season. We've talked about this before, but you talked about him earlier, but Estrella played big minutes today.
Probably the best game of the year.
You have to start and I think Rick's starting to figure it out. You have to sacrifice that defensive presence from Estrella, and not that he sucks on defense. He's not as reliable as you would hope, but offensively, he is such a big weapon to have. And when he's on his rebounding game, it's huge. To me, when he rebounds good like he did today, you can't ask for more. And then Jacoby Gillespie is playing great, but he needs to stop with these little fouls. It kind of reminds me of Zakai Ziegler when he would get those two quick fouls, and you're just like, dude, we need you on the court.
Dude, thank God, because we had 3 people with 4 fouls at the start of overtime. That could have ended badly. And Gillespie was one of them. I think it was Gillespie, Estrella, and Okpara. It's we did well to not have at least one of those guys foul out. But yeah, the thing that, and you're talking about the silly fouls, there was at least 3 or 4 times where we fouled them 35 feet from the basket. I'm like, dude, and it was while they were in the bonus too. It's really, we're playing good enough defense, and then you're gonna foul them, especially when they're shooting well, and that's just what Georgia does. That's the way they play. They're gonna go fast and shoot threes, but those fouls kill you, man. And it was tough to watch. I'm not gonna say this team still isn't tough to watch. They're very frustrating to watch, but if they're getting wins, I will live with it, even though they get my heart rate up.
Yeah, that picture they posted that one time where it's the roller coaster of emotions, and then we won. Thank God.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally this team every game. And again, we talked about it. This game, we should have won this by 10 plus, easily. But again, Gillespie is just missing one piece, dude. This team is missing one piece, and you could be an elite basketball team. They needed a 2 guard. Nothing against Bishop Boswell. He's a great defender, and he should shoot the ball more.
He has to shoot the ball more, man. He has to.
Yeah, but to me, dude, and I feel bad for him because his season's over. But Rodney Rice would have been such a huge pickup for this basketball team, and yeah, but to me, that's what this team's missing is that one thing. You have great big men. You have everything you could do in the big men spot. You have a great point guard who could score. Bishop Boswell could play defense for you. Amari Evans could play defense for you. You're missing that other guy that could just, spark the team.
Yeah. I think for now, as far as sparks go, Amari Evans is the guy. And I was talking to you about it. Like, he's such a hustler that one moment he'll do something amazing, like steal a ball and then get a continuation that they goaltend and we get 2 points. And then next he'll miss the free throw to convert the 3-point play. And then next he'll have a silly offensive foul because he's going 100 miles an hour. I mean, that's just the deal with him. I mean, and I'll take that from him as a freshman. I think he does a lot of good things. I think he does a lot more good than bad. But yeah, the 2-guard spot, I think Boswell can be that guy if he stays aggressive enough. I mean, and we'll talk about the Alabama game next, but I'll just hit on this real quick. Near the end of that first half against Alabama on Saturday, he had a 7-0 run, or it wasn't 7-0, but he scored 7 straight points by himself. Like he kept us in the game there because Alabama had gotten up 10, and then he gets going. And he had 2 fouls too. So Rick was playing him with 2 fouls because he pretty much had to. I mean, that's a good sign in my book. But as far as tonight goes, another thing I want to mention, I thought Dwayne Brown played good for the minutes he got. I thought he held his own. I never noticed him do anything crazy on defense, which I think was the problem with him getting put in not him being taken out of the starting lineup. I thought he was fine. The one guy I'm disappointed in, though, as far as post players, though, is Jalen Carey. And I know he tweaked his hyperextended his knee against Alabama. But, man, if you're hurt, just don't play. Because when he was in tonight, it was bad, man. He was costing us a lot, really.
Yeah, and I hope he can turn around. And I think he will. I think, him resting that up for Saturday because they'll need him Saturday. Yeah. And, yeah. Sorry, I was reading Drew's comment. Estrella late game dialed in. Estrella's been playing. I think that was the biggest move. I mean, look at the last 2 games. He started the last 2 games, and they won 2 big road games. And that, to me, that's not a coincidence. I think Rick's just trying to find that lineup that he could go with. And again, we just talked about it. You got to give up that little bit of defense from Estrella to get that offense because you have games like today. 17 points from a big man's huge. That's making up for, when Bishop Boswell doesn't score 13. I mean, he played pretty well today and scored 13, but when Bishop Boswell is only scoring 5, Estrella scoring 15, 20 is great. Fantastic even. But yeah. I think Estrella's been playing phenomenal for what we're asking from him.
Yeah, for sure. As far as Drew goes on to say, well, it was his previous chat. Gillespie seems to be in bad form the last few weeks. I would say he just kind of wilts a little bit in crunch time. I think for most of the game, he's pretty solid. So I wouldn't call it bad form, but man, when you're, I mean, there was the possession where I think it was the shot clock violation where he's just dribbling around and then we don't even get a shot off. There was one where he got the ball with like 5 seconds left. I think it was the play where he shot and Akpara got absolutely slammed, which was a flagrant. But you got to make something happen, man. And then the free throws too. But besides crunch time, I'm pretty okay with what Gillespie has been doing. I mean, he was great against Alabama. I thought he was fantastic against Alabama, getting to the rim and finishing those layups. But yeah, and Estrella tonight, start of overtime, man. Like, I think it was 2 straight buckets.
Right
I,
hook.
I know he had at least 2 in overtime, and then he was solid on free throws too. I think. I mean, the free throw thing, man. Just think where this team would be if we were just good at free throws. Not even great. If we were just 75% at free throws, we probably would have won 2 more games.
Dude, I'm honestly being honest. There's some people on the basketball team that I could go shot for shot with them on free throws and beat them.
I mean,
and they're Division I basketball players. Some that could play, G League, professional, whatever. And it's crazy. But when it comes to crunch time, free throw. What were we texting that whole time? Gotta hit your free throws, because what happens if Akpara misses that second one? That's a big deal.
Yeah, they are tying the game, and we can't just guard the 3-point line and let them get the layup where they lose track of time. Which, by the way, and I was telling you this before we started, a stroke of just experienced coaching. Like, all we got to do is guard the 3-point line here. If they're trying to run a play for a 3-pointer, we're going to stick to them like glue. If they make a move to the basket, let them go. And we did. There was half a second left. All you have to do is inbound at that point.
Idiot.
Exactly. Yeah. I was shocked to see that. Like,
everybody, dude, the fans on the sideline.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, I mean, Boswell literally laid him to the basket. Like, okay, there's 4 seconds left. Like, all you had to do was not foul him at that point. But again, and Rick Barnes gets a lot of flack sometimes, especially when in a season like this where we're trying to find our way and find the best lineups. But there's some experienced coach type things that happen when you're in a close game, and I think they've benefited us a lot in these last 2 huge road wins.
Oh yeah, for sure. But again, I think this team is figuring it out. I think I think it meant figuring out, being aggressive and not being scared to go, drive to the basket, whatever. Yeah. And because Ament's helping out Gillespie get more shots. Because when they don't have to worry about Ament, all focus is on Gillespie, because they know that's their main guy, that's their ball handler, that's their scorer.
Yeah, they're just going to face guard him at that point. If Ament's not a threat, they're going to face guard Gillespie the whole time. So, Drew, you're killing it in the chat, man. Giving us things to talk about. He says Chaz slumped shooting last year in the midseason and finished well. Could see a similar arc for Gillespie. I mean, I think that's 100% true. I mean, tonight, 4 of 11, I think I'm going to take that most games. A little under 40%. And I know he can do better than that. He shot over 40% at Maryland last year. But again, it's what you were talking about earlier, Jim. He had Rodney Rice there too. So that
goes scoring all the time.
Yeah, it takes a little pressure off of him and a little spaces the floor a little bit, which is why Boswell, when Boswell's aggressive, like he was in the Alabama game into the first half and for stretches of the game tonight, it helps a ton, man. And a lot of people don't even expect that from him. Like, I don't know how much the scouting report from these teams are focused on Boswell. And that dude can shoot. When he has an open shot, he normally hits it. So he has got to keep doing that.
Well, and even talking about Chaz on here, and that's what helped Chaz a lot, was Zakai always got past his guy where someone had to help out, and Chaz was always open.
Yeah.
And, shooters are, you got to let people like Gillespie, I don't care if he takes 20 shots. They didn't bring Gillespie to Tennessee to play defense.
No.
Like they brought him to score 20 points a game. And so far, I mean, he's pretty much doing that. I mean, the past, 3-4 games, he's got, I think, 20 plus. I mean, it's pretty consistent at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Jacoby's getting in, feeling it, and, figuring out his role with this team, and along with everyone else. And that's what we need to see. And again, you're talking about, now you you're coming back home. You're coming back home. You need to take these games. And I expect Saturday to be an absolute madhouse.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I mean, everyone loves Bruce Pearl, or the people could be like, oh, it's Bruce Pearl. No one likes Stephen Pearl. No one likes Stephen Pearl. This is gonna be like I don't know, not as bad, but this is gonna be like Lane Kiffin walking in Neyland Stadium next year.
I've thought about this a little bit just since the news that Stephen Pearl was going to be Auburn's head coach back in the fall. Like, how many more people who went to Tennessee and didn't transfer are hated more than Stephen Pearl? I don't think there's anybody. Like, you're talking about a guy who played basketball for Tennessee, mostly because he was the coach's son. But I don't know if there's anybody more hated.
I don't think so.
The only one that comes to mind is Jarrett Garantano, and he's had a return to favor in this last year and a half or so. Because
Pearl's he's got some making up to do. He's only got what, 4 days, 3 days?
Yeah. I mean, the best thing for Pearl to follow back in good favor with Tennessee is to just lay down and get absolutely skull drug on Saturday. You know? But Auburn's a great team, man. I think they're still good. I don't think it's because of Stephen Pearl, but the roster is still very good.
Well, he was blessed with the good lineup his daddy gave him.
Yeah. He got a very good birthright. But before we move on to previewing those two games a little bit, let's talk about the Alabama game from Saturday night. Obviously, the story is Bediako and overcoming that, which we'll get to in a second. But going into that game, the morale was just at an all-time low for this basketball program, probably since the 2020 season. I mean, people were down on this team, and I think that week off did tons of good because you get a week off, and then Nate Ament goes out there and drops 30. And that was the biggest story of that game to me. Second is the Bediako thing. But Ament coming into his own, really announcing himself in the SEC was fantastic to see.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what can you not love about that performance? And he's the reason why Tennessee won. I mean, took over the game when he needed to. And, scoring 29 points is a huge deal to win a basketball game. And not only that, talking about Jacoby again, 24 points. Those two led the team and, got it done. Now, and that's what I look at like a game like today. You had all around, everyone contributed, which is great to see. So, I agree with you with the bye week.
Yeah. And most of the time, if Tennessee wins the game, Gillespie and Ament will probably combine for 40 to 50. It would be nice to see a third scorer emerge. I think probably the best candidate right now is Estrella. But that Alabama game, man, you're going down there. The building's already going to be hot. Like, you know that. Like, that's a tough place to play. And then you add into the fact that they're going to cradle this guy who is doing one of the most shameful things I've ever seen, coming back to college after middling around the G League for 3 years. And you go in there and overcome that. I mean, that's remarkable. I mean, that's probably the biggest win of the season to me. Is that
so far, yeah.
So far. Just the way everybody was down, going down there and rising to the occasion. But that whole Bediako deal, man, I mean, how has I can tell you how, but how has the NCAA gotten this spineless? I mean, they have deemed this guy ineligible, which for good reason. This is one of the few times I've agreed with the NCAA. But some backwards hillbilly judge in Alabama, who's a Alabama booster by several accounts, says, yeah, he can get a TRO, temporary restraining order. And then he's extended that for 10 more days. Like, how long does this charade go on before the NCAA even does anything?
So I'm not blaming Bediako. I'm not blaming.
I don't either.
If you have the opportunity to come back and you want to do that, hey, whatever. But the fact that this is, and then Joey Aguilar is fighting for another year. Like, this dude's played on 3 NBA franchises and he's back in college basketball.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
and all these kids asking for a 6th year in football. It's like, oh my god, no, can't do that, cannot do that. You have to make a rule. You have to make something, and I don't know, dude. It's and it's not even because it's Alabama. It's just sickening to see in college basketball.
It's not because it's Alabama, but it's also not surprising it is Alabama. You know, I mean,
Accessory to murder.
Yeah, they played Brandon Miller when he was, very involved in a murder investigation. They
like a week before the game too.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Luckily, Rick Barnes owns Nate Oates, so we beat him then too. But 5 in a row against Alabama. I mean, Nate Oates cannot solve the Rick Barnes Rubik's Cube, whatever you want to call it. I mean, when Rick Barnes goes up against the team like he's done the last 2 games that wants to go fast, wants to shoot a bunch of threes, he normally is going to have his team win the game. Like, that's just been proven. Missouri last year, we beat them at home, even though they got up by double digits. Like, that type of play, Rick Barnes probably is like, let's go. Because I'm going to show you that old school defensive and rebounding the ball and just having a methodical offense does still work. And Houston's also a proof of that over the last 15 years, 10 to 15 years. I mean, Nate Oates, it's just so funny that the darling of the SEC coaching scene cannot beat Rick Barnes. I mean, that's beautiful. And one of the main proponents of the whole Bediako deal, I just want to mention this real quick, who's had the best things to say in my book is John Calipari. I don't really care about John Calipari now that he's not at Kentucky. I actually find him kind of funny. But, I have a duty as a Tennessee fan to hate the Kentucky basketball coach.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's in Arkansas, I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with you, man. Like his whole 5 years to play 4 seasons thing, that should be the rule for any sport in the NCAA. But NCAA has no power to do anything about it at this point. It's just sad, man.
Again, and it's not just basketball; it's college sports in general. They need to get a hold of it. The transfer portal, the extra years, they have to get something, and they have to do it quick because it's especially in basketball. I mean, there's no rules at this point. You could literally go, "Hey, Dalton, how you doing? I know you requested a trade from the Lakers, but you want to come play for Tennessee the rest of the year?" Like,
I mean, what's stopping us from doing that? I mean, the NCAA.
Well, I think he's out of years, but that's
yeah. I mean, but it's just
that's my point.
Yeah, but where does the line get drawn?
That's what I'm saying. Why? What are they going to stop Dalton coming back? Hey, I'm just going to come back. I mean,
if you're going to say, well, Bediako could play because he hasn't been on an NBA roster, let's go get Admiral Schofield or Chaz. I mean, I don't know if Chaz has played a game with the Pistons or not. I know he's mostly been in the G League. Let's go get Chaz back. Like, if this is the precedent they're going to set, I mean, a lot of schools could do this, which would be a joke. I mean, that would be the end of college sports if that were to happen. So I don't want to spend too much more time on that. It's just a joke, and I'm glad we beat them because I'm sure Rick Barnes got a lot of texts and calls on Saturday night from other college coaches like, hey, good job, man. Screw those guys for trying to pull that, and way to go. 2 thumbs up. So
everyone was cheering. I mean, other than Alabama fans, I feel like everyone was cheering for Tennessee that day.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you saw Kentucky fans cheering for Tennessee.
That says a lot. And I would, again, I'd be doing the same thing if it was vice versa. Like,
yeah. I mean, and it's as soon as Alabama has to play a team with 4 post guys, they're like, hey, let's go get this guy from the NBA, G League.
Yeah, and matter of fact, Johnny, aren't you a judge, Johnny? Oh, perfect, Johnny. Hey, why don't you get a temporary restraining order there, Johnny? It's perfect. Yeah, no one's ever going to see it coming.
I will say I don't know if people in Alabama talk like that. It's probably much more yokel. But
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I understand that comment, but that it wasn't really the point. All right.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just trying to. Never mind. But I don't know about you, but if you know anything about the last flurry of transfers we've got, I would love to hear about it, Jim, for football.
Okay, so you want to talk about the wide receiver and the corner? I mean, we got a
100%.
couple guys actually since we um let's see who we going to talk about first. I'll go in order, but we'll talk about one that I think slept on because and our wide receiver room is absolutely loaded when it comes to talent and talent coming back. I mean, Braylon Staley, Mike Matthews, Travis Smith Jr., blah blah blah. You can name them all. Rodarius Jackson.
Yep.
But Ian Duarte is a sneaky one. I think he could be a sneaky good pickup. But he totaled 521 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns this season, 1,207 all-purpose yards in his career. So, I mean, I'll take that.
Stop me if I'm wrong. Sorry, but
No,
he's kind of what we were hoping for from Gavin Freeman, right? The return specialist, and maybe he cracks the wide receiver rotation.
Again, this is a guy that I could see them sneaking into a couple formations. It makes sense to me. But again, he's gonna be buried on a depth chart. But I could see him sneaking his way, somewhere playing.
Yeah. I mean,
but the next one's my favorite, and I think it's gonna be really slept on because everyone's gonna look at his numbers and whatever. But Jadias Richard, the corner, is again, this is kind of to me like a Colton Hood type pickup where it's like, oh yeah, that's nice. You got Lee, you got Redmond, you needed a bat like a good solid guy. And I'm not even saying he can't start. He's been plagued by injury. He was a fantastic player before he got hurt. But he's 6'1", almost 200 pounds. So kind of a bigger corner. But yeah, you needed this for a depth piece. This was huge. This was one of the spots that Tennessee needed another DB. They needed one. And they got a good one for especially for some competition. I obviously see Redmond and Lee being the starters. Being Lee's got plenty of SEC experience. Redmond obviously coming back after a good freshman year. So, but I could see this kid playing. I mean, I could definitely see him playing. And but yeah, I think Tennessee defensively has done phenomenal in the portal. Other than, I mean, I'll give them an A- in the portal on defense this year. I mean, you would have gotten an A+ if they could have landed like one defensive tackle. I was hoping for the A&M guy, but like if they could have landed one more, that would have been great. But other than that, defensively, phenomenal portal season from the coaches to the players. I mean, Tennessee's not playing around, and I know a lot of people take that saying, lightly when you say that about Tennessee. But look at what they've done, dude. You get a national championship defensive coordinator in Jim Knowles. He brings all the good staff, great recruiters. You keep William Minge and Rodney Garner. Two great – Rodney Garner, one of the best. William Minge is a phenomenal recruiter. And, I mean, you get Arian Carter back. I mean, the linebacker room's sick. And, yeah. And then you go get Derek Owings as your strength trainer. Tennessee football is not playing around. And Josh Heupel, I think, is finally going to get over that hump because of getting rid of the buddies. He was like, all right, I could handle the offense.
Yeah.
And everyone's just talking about the quarterback situation. This is why you bring in a guy like Owings, dude. And you're going to be able to tell a huge difference right away. And I posted it saying that this team's going to be so different next year. And it starts with the Owings hire because look how weak was this team last year. The strength and conditioning looked terrible all year.
Hey, I wanted to hit on this. This is the perfect thing you said to talk about it. Did you see the video of Boo Carter sucking wind in Colorado's training?
Well, that's what happens when you don't show up to summer workouts. But
Yeah,
I agree, though. He's out of shape regardless.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the perfect example, but I just wanted to talk about that. Everybody's like, come on, Boo, come on. Dead last in every sprint because he's jogging. Because he probably, skipped 2 months of training and workouts. And then he hasn't been on the team in 3 months. So hope you're enjoying it over there at Colorado where you're going to get fined, which is probably illegal. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, they're fining kids, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work without a collective bargaining agreement, but I just wanted to say about Jedias Richard, even if he's not going to be a huge piece, I think just getting somebody from a team like that who's seen how to get that far. I mean, they were a player or two away from winning a natty. He probably has some things to say, some advice to give to maybe guys who aren't even playing, but younger guys. Like anybody like that, I'm fine with taking them. You got to fill out a roster, and guys who got to the national championship game, take them. That's fine with me.
Well, 2024, his stats was pretty good. I mean, he had 27 total tackles, forced fumble, and an interception. I mean,
yeah, he's a solid guy. Yeah,
yeah.
We also got a tight end from UT Martin.
Yeah, Drake Martinez. He's got a good solid build on him. Again, he's going to be a guy that, in case of injury, could come in and block, and that's the main thing that Tennessee needs. I mean, they got 2 blockers from the South Alabama guy and the UT Martin guy, and then you got Braham and Ethan Davis. Ethan Davis has proven, he's improving, and those 2 can catch the ball. So, again, Tennessee's doing phenomenal work, fixing their roster. And you know what? And now that I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the hold on. I'm looking at the okay. I don't know why it brought that up.
Bring it up. I don't care.
No. I'm looking for their roster because I was looking at their the defensive tackle room. Mm-hmm. And realistically, the defensive tackle room to me is fine. You would like to have one more at least, but I mean, David Hobbs, Isaiah Campbell, Ethan Utley, Xavier Gillum, Nathan Robinson,
Marion.
No, I think Marion Dye is going to be an edge in this system.
That's fine with me, man.
I think that kid is absolutely massive.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he kind of has the build of an edge guy in this system. I mean, he's 6'5", 264. And then you look at, let's see what Jordan Norman's about that size too.
That's good news to me.
Yeah, Jordan Norman's 6'4", 250. So I think Marion Dye moves over. Dude, this defensive line is going to be big.
That's good.
And that's the whole goal for, Tennessee. That was the main thing. And you got plenty of guys that are coming in that are young. Oh, and how did I forget Chaz Coleman? Chaz Coleman going on the edge with Jordan Norman's insane. Move Marion Dye over. And again, that's the thing with Rodney Garner. He plays all these guys. He plays, when we had the phenomenal defense in 24, it was 13 guys coming in and out on that defensive line.
Yeah, and I think that was some of the problem last year. The back end of those 13 guys didn't rise to the occasion, which is, that's going to happen sometimes. You think you're good, but they don't, rise to that level of the previous guys. But like you said, I mean, defensively, there's not much more you could ask from Tennessee in this offseason so far. Pretty much anywhere but the quarterback position, there's not much more you could ask. And at this point, I'm willing to accept GMAC could be good, Faison could be good. I mean, what else am I going to think if I don't want to be miserable? That's where I am at this point. It's just disappointing the way that went down, but
So what do you think about that? Because I was thinking about it earlier today. So GMAC obviously has the 1 year, above Faison in the offense.
Mm-hmm.
But look at what Joey did throughout the spring. And not the spring, the summer.
He didn't do anything in the spring for us. Yeah.
But like what's preventing Faison to learning the offense and being fit? I mean, he's already physically bigger than George McIntyre.
Yeah.
So I think he can realistically win the job this offseason or this fall and all that.
Yeah, I'm just I don't know if Josh Heupel is willing to go there, man. I mean,
to me, it's the same situation.
I mean, if he has to, I think he will. It's just I don't think he's going to start there. I think GMAC is probably your starter against whoever the hell we play in week 1. So, sorry, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think though? I mean, what do you do if you're Josh Heupel? I mean, first 3 weeks, are you playing both?
I'm never been a fan of playing 2 quarterbacks the equal amount of time because that if you don't have one, what the hell is the saying? If you're playing God Almighty, if you're playing multiple quarterbacks, that means you don't have one. And I know Steve Spurrier tried that shit in the late 90s, which is probably why we beat him in our national championship season in 98. He was rotating Jesse Palmer and some other guy. I don't know that guy's name. I'm sorry. But I remember Iowa doing that a little bit when we played them in a bowl game in Butch Jones' second year. It's like and even Philip Fulmer did that when Todd Helton and Peyton Manning were dueling each other to see who was going to take the job in 1994 after Jerry Colquitt got injured. I'm pulling from all my Tennessee history knowledge right now. It's pretty amazing. But all that to say, I would rather him just ride with one guy until he has made it clear he is not going to work. That's just my personal opinion.
I mean, I agree. I just think it's such an even matchup because you're going to have Faison going through the spring ball, learning the offense. You're going to have, I expect George McIntyre to be the guy. But what happens when he can't gain weight? But Faison's 215 and knows the offense. To me, first game of the season, who do we even play?
I'll look it up real quick, but I think the game for this conversation is Georgia Tech. So
agree. I mean, that's second game of the season, but which I'll be at. But
I mean, I don't think you can glean much from that first game against whoever we play. One way or the other is my
okay. So Furman, but to me, you should be starting George McIntyre first half and let Brandon play the second half. Like shouldn't even be in question. Shouldn't even be a question.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you're not beating Furman by 40 at the end of halftime,
40 with this defense, they should be beating them by 50, 55.
Yeah, if you're not handling them and you can't get a look at Faison or whoever you want to get a look at, I doubt Ryan Staub would be in the conversation. If you can't get a look at one of those guys, we got bigger issues. But yeah, the Georgia Tech game is where we're going to find out everything we need to know about how this quarterback position is going to play out. So,
yeah, it's going to be interesting, dude. Here's my hot take. Anyone listening, Joey will be back.
Oh, God.
Joey will be back. He picked up a new lawyer earlier today, I believe, or yesterday, whatever it was. And somehow, some way, we get a miracle. And if that happens, the whole outlook of this Tennessee football team changes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was ready to move on from Joey if we could get, your Levitts, your Sorsbys, your hell, even Dylan Raiolas. I know that's a cold take for most people, but I think at this point, Joey would probably be your best option if he was able and willing to come back. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And the whole, like you said, the whole outlook would be completely different.
Well, and this is coming from Adam Sparks today. Joey Aguilar's new attorney previously defeated the NCAA in federal court on behalf of Tennessee and Nico Iamaleava. And he also represented President Donald Trump before the Supreme Court. Here's the latest in Aguilar's eligibility case, and that's coming from Adam Sparks. So,
God, we're pulling out the big guns.
And I don't know what it is, but you know, it's funny. And I'm reading the comment underneath. This guy's name is Rocky Top Tom. Shout out to you. This is effing retarded. And the kid says, dude is 25 already and will be 26 if he plays college next year. Clown World, he said.
Yeah, well, go look at Chad Baker-Mazara and this nonsense.
Take that out of your damn name if you're just going to be complaining like that.
Chad Baker-Mazara is turning 26. Bediako is a grown man. Why can't we take advantage too?
Trinidad Chambers will probably get another year.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
It's so funny to me.
How are you a Tennessee fan and you're rooting against that?
Yeah, I don't get the outlook there and the whatever. But if we're pulling out the guy who represented Donald Trump in front of the Supreme Court, then we are going all in, man. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for if he doesn't get eligible. If we're pulling out this guy for our quarterback position, but I'm happy we're doing our best.
So is he enrolled in school?
Joey?
Yeah.
If he's taken anything, he's taken the study of Icelandic earthworms. I mean, there's nothing important.
Like he's in school though. I would feel like, and I know that doesn't say anything about him coming back, but he's gonna have to be enrolled because if he gets granted, he's gonna have to be in school, correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna be taking some nonsense. I'm sure he's already got a degree, but that's the least of anybody's concerns in the NCAA at this point. They don't give a shit who plays, obviously. So
well, unless it's for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Trinidad will get another year and Joey will somehow not.
Yeah, it is what it is. But let's hit on this Auburn game before we get off here tonight, Jim. Unless you got anything else on football.
No, I'm ready to talk. I can't wait to be there Saturday.
Oh, is this the first game that you'll have been to?
Yeah. I want to go, but I'm like debating on it because I have no idea where I'm going when it comes to basketball.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
That's not what I've seen. I've heard it's actually terrible.
Well, also you're getting snow in the forecast for your area again, so
I saw that.
Anyway, Auburn tonight was down 8 at halftime. Came back and beat Auburn at home. Came back and beat Texas at home. Jeez.
Texas is trash, though.
Yeah, I mean Texas did pull out a win against somebody decent. I can't off the top of my head remember.
They're 12-9.
They beat Alabama on the road and they beat Vanderbilt at home, and they beat Georgia by 20 on Saturday. But tonight they were doing well against Auburn, and Auburn rose to the occasion in that second half. Man, I was not a believer in Auburn when Stephen Pearl was announced as the head coach, but they've held their own. They're 5-3 in the SEC. They have, they beat Arkansas, lost to A&M in Georgia, lost to Missouri, but they've beaten Florida by 9 at Florida this past Saturday. So they have proven they can go on the road and take it to someone. So I'm confident that we can defend our home court on Saturday, just the way that we've kind of been more aggressive these last 2 games on the road. And I don't care what anybody says, winning in the SEC on the road is one of the hardest things to do in sports when you're talking about basketball. Because
to me, in any sport.
I mean, yeah, but basketball especially, because I think in basketball the refs matter a lot when you're talking about home versus away. I mean, you saw that tonight when they didn't call an obvious flagrant foul.
Well, they were making up for that one tip out that we got that by the fingertip. That's what they were making it up for.
Which was our ball. I mean, there was no question about it. But anyway, Auburn has dudes. We have some dudes. I'm expecting Tennessee to win this game. Where are you at on it?
I'm the same. I think this will be the rowdiest crowd this year because of Stephen Pearl coming back, and I mean it's Auburn, and I just think it's going to be a rowdy crowd. I think Tennessee's going to come in pumped. They're on a 2-game winning streak, and they want to keep it rolling at home because you got to win your home games. If you win these 2 games, you're looking real good, like you said before. So, again, if you're going to the game, got to be loud and proud. That place is going to be rocking, and it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the guys for Auburn, you're talking about Keyshawn Hall, Todd Pettiford, Elijah Freeman, who I wish was a Tennessee Vol. Yeah. I know that we were in on him for a lot of that process.
We were close to landing him too. He picked Auburn like last minute, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a tough one. It's similar to the Rodney Rice deal, but like I said, I think Tennessee should win this game at home. Hopefully they are more prideful about defending their home court after completely gagging all over themselves against Kentucky a week and a half ago. And end of the day, I expect Tennessee to win, and I will be disappointed if they don't. That's about all I got to say about it.
Yeah, we got to also start digging into some baseball. We're 16 days away.
Yeah, I think by maybe not next week, but the week after, the week of that game, we're going to dive in, man. We're going to dive in.
We got to do some – dude, I cannot figure out a lineup for this team.
That's a good – we always have this problem with baseball, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful problem to have.
Now I'm gonna predict the pitching rotation. I could do it right now. Landon Mack on Friday, Tegan Coons on Saturday, Evan Blanco on Sunday. Leave Arvidsson in the bullpen, and Arvidsson could start. Okay, I mean, look at what he did to Texas in the SEC tournament last year, but having him being able to come out of the bullpen is awesome to have. But to me, that's our starting rotation. But Arvidsson could obviously be thrown in. But, dude, I'm looking at these bats that we got.
It's crazy, man.
I don't know. You got Blaine Brown, Myatt, Henry Ford, Levi Clark, Stone Lawless. You got the freshman catcher who's a good hitter. Antigua was hitting the ball pretty good in the Cape League and all the little things he was doing in the offseason. Yep. But yeah, Jay Abernathy is going to be your center fielder. I don't think there's a question about that. But a lot of people,
I would go ahead and say right now, Reese Chapman is probably your right fielder too, just because of the experience. And I know a lot of people hate to hear that, but I think that's where we're going to start. I don't know if that's how it's going to end up by the time we get to conference play, but I think that's where we're going to start.
Again, and my thing is, I'm not complaining. Reese Chapman, I would love to have in the lineup. I mean, I was so happy he was coming back. But you're talking Blaine Brown. I think Blaine Brown's going to be your left fielder. And I think Henry Ford's going to be third. Levi Clark's going to be first. Then you got the middle infield. I don't know what they're going to do. To me, if it were me and you want to go strictly offense, Manny Marin at short, Tyler Myatt at second.
Yeah, probably.
That would be such a nasty lineup. Oh, my God.
You know, if I really want Antigua to be decent enough on offense to play every day, because I think he is the best defender we have. I mean,
in a while.
I think – yeah, and I'm so – the one thing about Tony, and I don't know if this will change under Elander, but we never really put an emphasis on defense or stopping people on the bases defensively. Maybe Elander feels differently about that because it was so frustrating to watch. And I know that whole philosophy won us a natty, but man, sometimes it was tough to watch. So maybe that changes and Antigua is your guy. Who knows? Maybe we go with the approach Tony took and he plays just late inning defense. But I would hope that if he can hit 275, he probably should be in the lineup.
Yeah. I'm looking at the roster right now, dude. I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't. Because you're also Blake Grimmer's back.
Yep.
Who's the guy I was just thinking about? Now I'm brain farting. Oh yeah, Chris Newstrom.
Yeah, I was about to say it's probably
Newstrom played phenomenal last year.
Yep.
So how are you going to have him out of the lineup?
Yeah, there's, like I said, never a bad problem to have when you have no idea what the best lineup is. When you're talking about, you have too many good guys, but I think, like always, it'll work itself out by the time you get to the second or third weekend in conference play. And I'm excited, man. We're going to have a great team again, at least a year removed from Tony, or 4 or 5 months removed from Tony. And it's all about, can Nylander keep it up? That'll be the story of these next couple of years for Tennessee baseball. So
Blaine Brown's 6'5".
Damn. That's a lot of length.
Boy.
It's a lot of length.
But and learn the name Appenzeller.
For sure.
That dude is going to be electric as a freshman. He reminds me a lot of that Texas freshman last year, that lefty. He pitched against us in the SEC tournament, I think.
Oh, okay. Man,
Garrett Wright's hurt too, so he'll be out the first couple weeks.
That was probably that Texas game in the SEC tournament was probably the most satisfying win of the whole season. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to baseball. So, any more thoughts tonight, man?
I don't think so. We're getting ready to get into almost off-season mode, so I'm happy baseball season's coming around.
Hey, we still got basketball.
I know, plenty of it, but
they are showing some signs, man. I'm happy to see it. As long as you're getting wins on the road, you can't ask for much more. I don't care how ugly it is. So
yeah.
But that'll do it for us. VIP play. Use code 1796TN. Bet $20. Once that bet settles, you'll get $100 in free play and $10 bonus bets. Merch. That's one of the shirts back there. Proud Sunshine Pumper, which would be my choice. That's why I bought it. And Jim, you got anything else before we sign off?
I don't think so. Just go beat Auburn.
Hell yeah. Beat Auburn and go Vols.
Go Vols, baby.